Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about staying calm when we do maxes. And this is something I've talked about for many years, something there's actually been some data and stuff on, something that's decently well understood. And it's something I've done, but also, if you read through the West Side Book of Methods, even Louis Simmons agrees with that. Right? He points that out. You don't want to psychologically prepare to max out. What does that mean? What does that mean to not psychologically prepare? It means you don't psych yourself up. You don't take a pre-workout. You come in calm, focused, and you hit your max. Okay? You save psyching up for a competition. Save psyching up for a competition. You can PR year-round calmly. Okay, you can PR year-round calmly every single week. Can be done. And let's discuss why we need to do it this way. It has to do with recovery, and it has to do with the ability to complete workouts. Now, I had a client who this became a problem very quickly because he didn't do that. Now, he followed my channel a very long time, and he knew that that's my stance. Yet what did he do? He would prepare himself, and that's what he actually put. He spent the whole morning, hours, getting in his zone for max effort day. Okay, that's a problem. That's a problem. Because what do you think happened? Well, when he missed lifts, it psychologically destroyed him. Okay? When he would miss a lift, he would get upset, get extremely upset. It would affect him. He would be then angry with me as the coach, and he wouldn't be able to finish his workouts. And when I mean not finish them, let's say for his supplemental work, he could normally do 225 pounds on an exercise for 3 sets of 10. He would barely be able to move 200 pounds after that. Why? Because he was psychologically aroused and had taken pre-workouts and other stuff before attempting an all-out max. He got in his zone and got angry and got psyched up. And that's it. When you miss a lift, that's it. You're done. Do you guys notice a difference when you watch my vlogs? Because we're not just talking about these informative videos. These videos are oftentimes a month old or longer when you see them. I'm talking about the ones with the dates that have my full workouts in them. What do you see me do on max effort days? You guys have watched me walk in and hit squat PRs, right? Hit a squat PR, like this squat that's right up here in the background. You guys remember what I did on that day? I walked over and did rep work with deficit deadlifts. And I did 515 for a 5-rep set, easy set, off of a 2-inch deficit afterwards. Of course, in the next week, I came in and pulled 625 off of a deficit. All right. And then I did all sorts of stuff. Heavy good mornings, all my reverse hypers, all my stuff. What I mean heavy good mornings, 315 for work sets plus chains. All that stuff was done after hitting a squat PR. Do you guys notice I'm relatively calm in all these heavy singles? So I'm just ramping a bunch of them through, just flipping through some that were done within the last couple of weeks. Some of these are not even the peak set, they're the ones before. I'm calm. I mean, I'm focused. You don't see me slapping myself, screaming, yelling. I don't use a pre-workout. Calmly hit maxes. Calmly hit training maxes. Why? Do you guys really think being psyched up is worth that much more weight on the bar? Either you are physically strong enough to lift something or you are not. Okay? Being in your zone and being psyched up might be worth 1%. Well, what happens when we want to PR year round? What if your PRs are only 0.5%? Or your PRs are only 1%? It means you're going to have to, in order to get a PR, you're going to have to psych up every time now. What happens when you miss a lift when you're psyched up? It devastates you, ruins the rest of your workout. Well, how in the hell are you going to get stronger and bigger if you can't train hard after a max lift? You can't. You're wasting an entire day. You're wasting an entire day off of one lift. Well, we have to do full workouts, guys. So we max out on this system. In any system where you max regularly, this rule holds true, by the way. This is understood. Bulgarian covers this. Matt Perryman wrote about this in his book Squat Every Day, about the importance of calmness and low psychological arousal. I believe he wrote that book while he was working on his PhD. And he was squatting every day. It impacts recovery. All right. It impacts recovery. It impacts your ability to train after. It impacts how soon you can recover from the workout, even if the same weight is lifted. Okay? It's not that, oh, I'm psyched up and I lifted more weight, that's why I'm more crushed. No, even when the same weight is lifted, it affects the body and cortisol and everything differently. We seem to need more time to recover the more psyched up we are when we do a lift. No, I'm not going to use the word central nervous system fatigue. And I know some great coaches love to say that. That is not true. The evidence shows that max lifts actually have almost no impact on central nervous system fatigue. It's like nearly zero. An all-out 1-rep max deadlifter where you grind and miss the lift has almost no CNS fatigue, by the way. So that's bullshit. Sounds good, but it's not actually true. It's not true when measured in the lab. Cardio, by the way, has a fair amount of CNS fatigue, for those curious. So a 20-rep squat would have a lot more CNS fatigue than a missed deadlift. All right, a 5K run, way more so. Way more so. Now, back over to the point. Impacts our recovery. Well, let's talk about injuries. People say silly, ridiculous stuff like, oh, you guys max out every week. Maxing out 2 different lifts every week, you're going to get hurt. We're maxing on new lifts all the time. These are lifts we don't even necessarily do always. These are variations. We might max on a lift that we've never done before in our life. You want to be psyched up when you do that, or you want to be calm and collect? Okay, how do we get hurt maxing out? Barring overuse, barring weak tendons due to the wrong drug abuse. How do we get there? Well, we avoid the overuse, by the way, by rotating exercises. When you get pulled out of your tightness, when you're form, and you get pulled into a position and you get loose. Okay, so what's more important, being psyched up or being focused on staying tight and calm? It's more likely to get you hurt. When you're screaming and yelling and mad and someone's slapping you with Slayer cranked up as loud as it'll go, is that when you're likely to get hurt when lifting 500 pounds? Or is it when you're calm, you're collect, you're focused on staying tight? Well, you're less likely to get hurt in the latter because you're paying attention to what you're doing. High level of psychological arousal reduces concentration and focus. Okay, you're more likely to have form breakdown. You're more likely to go to bad habits that you've learned. Whatever bad habits you have automatically come out when you're psyched up. No matter what bad habits you've learned when lifting, they will appear automatically until you've unlearned them. When you're focused, you can focus on not doing stupid stuff. Okay? When we're focused, we avoid dumb stuff that gets us hurt a lot easier. And either you're strong enough to lift the weight or you aren't. And why do you care? I mean, people will say, well, I need to be psyched up to try to squeeze a little more. No, if you're PRing every week, and your calm PRs keep going up, 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 up every week, week after week after week, year after year, if you're training correctly, why do you care? Save that for a competition. Save it when there's a medal on the line. If you don't need it to PR, and you shouldn't need it to PR, why? Because once you've done it once, now you have to do it forever. or else you can't stay ahead and keep PRing. And then we run into the fatigue issues, which means you're going to gain less strength over time. That's why pre-workouts don't work, by the way. They've been studied. Pre-workouts do not help with gains. They're completely useless. But people don't want to hear that. Just like the psyching up isn't useful to you in your normal training, for the exact same reasons, by the way. Do it calm and hit your PRs. Because if you have to psych up and it affects you in the short term, well, you got a short term 5 more pounds on the bar. You got 605 instead of 600. Okay. At what cost? Now the rest of your training is now messed up because you can't train. You don't gain any strength that day. So you're going to be stronger next week? Probably not. Now you're going to have to psych yourself up even more to PR. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.